Hey everyone, finish watching the next Super Samurai episode, Trickster Treat. This episode is placed in between the episodes Trust Me and The Master Returns on YouTube's playlist. Continuity-wise, I guess this makes sense. Xandrid and Akaru are both on the boat in the Sanzu River, and Serrator doesn't appear to be present. The Rangers use Super Mode, though, so it must be set in Super Samurai, the second season. Xandrid sends out a new Nylok, Trickster, to attack a furry convention? It's all adults in animal costumes out in the middle of the woods. It's also implied this could all be a dream, though. Trickster sits in a theater while Moogers do all the work. The Rangers appear with animal costumes over their ranger suits. Alright, Emily is really into her monkey persona. Kevin is already in super mode and calls the obvious adults from earlier kids.
How dare you try to steal candy from these kids?
They defeat the Moogers and wonder where they are and what's going on. Trickster sends the Rangers into a concert dream. Mia sings while the others dance. Mia's face is obscured so we don't notice she's turned Japanese. Trickster sends them into another dream where they face an army of Moogers. Trickster reveals an ability to alter the reality of the dream, rewinding and fast-forwarding what's going on. He then enters the dream for some reason. Xandrid also wonders why Trickster entered the dream. I guess it's a bit of a self-aware joke. The Rangers morph and we see the entire sequence for each Ranger. Trickster even comments on how long it took. The Rangers destroy Trickster, but he comes back giant like they always do. Mike says, "No way!" What was he expecting?
He wasn't going to get smaller!
The Rangers defeat him, but it's still a dream, so he just keeps coming back. Jaden realizes that if this is a dream, they can do anything as well. They slash their way out of the dream and destroy Trickster for good. Xandrid angrily rages around his ship and brutally slashes at Octaru with his sword. Octaru seems totally fine though, he's just disappointed Xandrid is no longer in the mood to make caramel apples. This isn't anywhere near as creative as Party Monsters, but it's still kinda fun. At least it's not a clip show, it's a Sentai footage dump show. Very little, if any, new footage was shot for this, and mostly consists of dubbing over existing footage. The most awkward thing was using unmorphed footage of Mako from Shinkenger and trying to pass her off as Mia. It's not the worst body doubling, I guess. Her only being seen from a distance, combined with her face being obscured by the microphone and lights, help. The Rangers being trapped in a dream is a plot that's been done before, as well as a monster watching them from a movie theater. It's kind of funny that two such silly plots have both been done before. I wonder how many crazy plots Power Rangers hasn't done yet. Trickster isn't all that interesting despite his powers. He could have been a lot better. He has some funny quips, but that's it. He's pretty forgettable. He was voiced by Mark Mitchinson, who previously voiced Sakadillo. He was Shifter back in RPM and will go on to voice Creepox and Megaforce, Singe and Dino Charge, Sheriff Skyfire and Ninja Steel, and Boom Tower and Dino Fury. The ending with Xandrid and Octaru is strange. I don't know why footage of Xandrid behaving so intensely was used to end what was supposed to be a fun Halloween episode. Happy Halloween, kids! Xandrid just mortally wounded Octaru! They try to cover it up with Octaru talking about caramel apples, but you know what could have been better? Just using different footage. Unlike most episodes, this wasn't adapted from Shinkenger's show, but from a movie. I guess Toei was feeling generous when it came to Shinkenger. Megaforce didn't get Gokaiger's 199 heroes to use for its finale, and Dino Charge wasn't even allowed to use a single suit from a movie. I was very curious to check out the Shinkenger counterpart for this one. Come Back, Samurai Sentai Shinkenger Special Act. It starts with what at first seems like a flashback to one of the past teams of Shinkenger in old Japan. Actually, it starts with a little animation about how to treat DVDs. A little girl goes to put in a DVD, but sees it scratched. She then looks to a creature that looks like a cross between My Pet Monster and a Where the Wild Things Are creature. She scolds it for not being careful with DVDs. Alright, this was a neat little thing. After the old Japan setting, we then get a Western setting. So the Shinkengers had a presence in America? So like Samurai, there should be some Native American Rangers in there then. The scene then shifts into a violent city night with police pursuing criminals. The Shinkengers fill the various roles and it's becoming clearer what's going on. We get glimpses of a fight between the Shinkengers and a monster as they question where they are. The scene once again changes, this time to a high school. Also, all the Rangers are female. Alright. They hear G call out, and they're pulled out of their illusion. They morph, and suddenly they're in the forest, stopping Nanashi from attacking a furry convention. It doesn't go commented on. Ryunosuke is the leader here for some reason. The Power Rangers version was pretty silly and nonsensical, and it turns out Shinkenger wasn't too different. It just had significantly more effort put in than the gag dub we got over here. We get a concert setting next, but this time the Pink Ranger doesn't get her face obscured, or at least not the whole time. The next illusion is a sci-fi spaceship shootout. Ryunosuke gets shot and gets a dramatic death scene. They hear G call out, and Kotoha gets hit. They realize if they get hurt or die in the illusion, it happens for real. After a desperate chase, Takeru figures out each illusion had some spinning thing. Here it's an alarm. They fire at the alarm and find themselves in a quarry. Luckily, Ryunosuke is okay. The monster reveals itself to them. They morph and the theme song starts, and the title pops up, and it's a combination of every title that's appeared so far. Takeru announces "too long" and slices through it. I think that might have inspired the joke over here where Trickster says the Rangers morphing was a long costume change. The credits play over the ensuing fight scene. I guess the Power Rangers adaptation has some worth to Sentai fans. We can see there a textless version of the fight. The Rangers defeat the monster, but then realize they're still in an illusion. The monster lifts the Samurai Megazord upside down, and it's a really fun sequence that's completely unusable over here thanks to changing the Zord cockpit scenes. Thanks, Bandai. Takeru breaks a wind turbine and finally breaks free from the illusion. They defeat the monster for real, but of course he comes back giant, or wait, no, he's been giant this whole time, and everything up until now was an illusion. Sure, why not just have him grow here? The Rangers form Daishinken-O, and a couple of drunks on a roof run for cover. Okay. Is this an in-joke or something? One of them has the same bowl Dokoku drinks sake from. Are they Dokoku and Octoroo's voice actors?
Yes! Yes!
We then see the monster has created yet another illusion and is watching from a movie theater. Fortunately, the team sees through it and destroys him for good. The Rangers thank G for his help breaking the illusions. We end on the Rangers addressing the audience, asking what your favorite scene was. That was a lot of fun. Not really what I'd expect from Shinkenger, but it was cool. I wish Power Rangers could occasionally do crazy, radically off-the-wall stuff like this. It's a bit of a bummer knowing that after Samurai it's mostly downhill. Dino Charge is a bright spot for a while, then it's almost exclusively childish slop. Trickster Treat was an interesting entry for Power Rangers, but I wouldn't call it good. Come Back, on the other hand, is a unique, quirky movie that, despite feeling like a longer than normal episode, is also ambitious and creative. I definitely take Shinkenger over Samurai in this case. So that's it for this one. Hope you enjoyed it. See ya.
Fools! These suckers think they've been called away from their Halloween party to say.
Hey, look at that guy!